welcome to the 4th Street Sports Show. You have now entered 4th Street with your host, Kobe.
Charles, not Charlie. Sorry.
Charlie, not Charles.
Don't mix us up.
And Smooth Ost.
And we are the 4th Street Sportsmen. Today, we have a jam-packed show for you guys today. First, starting off with our Eagle Eye, recapping all Southern Miss athletics that happened on this past week and weekend. Also, we have a special guest here on 4th Street today. We will be big guest today, man. Big guest today.
Yeah, second athlete in 4th Street Sports Show history. Big deal.
And the second soccer player.
Yeah,
Second
2 for 2
player.
on soccer.
Soccer player.
2 for 2.
2 for 2 with the soccer players.
2 for 2.
They've been killing it. We love y'all.
After that, we hopefully will get to our debate section, man. Because it's been 2 weeks since we had.
Yeah, we want to argue. We want to
Yeah,
argue.
I'm ready to light this place on fire.
So hopefully we will actually get to our debate section this week. And also, of course, we got to give our flowers, man. We got to give our flowers to all current and former Southern Miss athletes who have received honors during the week. And 4th Street Player of the Week, of course. I hope all of you voted, and we will be getting to that. But we will go into a quick break real quick with Waukesha by Moneybagg Yo. This
My
is
song.
Waukesha, Charles.
Yes.
I'm like, because you always messed it up every time. But this is the 4th Street Sports Show, and this is Southern Miss Radio. And welcome back to the 4th Street Sports Show with Kobe, Charlie, Charles, and Smooth Voss. Now, Charlie, we pass it over to you for the Eagle Eye.
Get it, son.
Can we get a
Can-
eagle cry? All right, let's act like that didn't happen. Starting off, we got some bad news for y'all if y'all haven't heard it. Homecoming wasn't so pleasant for
Oh,
Southern
no.
Miss. So Southern Miss lost a homecoming game for the first time in 5 years. They suffered a 26-13 loss against UTEP, snapping its 5-game winning streak of homecoming games. Southern Miss just couldn't get going offensively. That was the theme of the game. They only managed to yield 15 rushing yards throughout the game, while the Miners earned 265 yards. In his collegiate debut at starter, quarterback Jake Lang did show some promise. He threw 20 of 31 for 239 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. And the Golden Eagles stayed within a possession throughout the first 3 quarters. It wasn't a runaway game, as the stats indicate. But after Malik Short's interception, Lang fumbled, which was recovered by UTEP for a touchdown, and Southern
Yeah.
Miss just couldn't recover. That was the turning point.
And a fun fact about that play, that was that kid's first career touchdown.
Wow. it was a messy play. It was fumbled like 3 times.
Yeah.
But anyway, Southern Miss falls to 1-5 for the second consecutive season. Jake Smithard, this is coming from our Student Prince reporter Dima Mixon
Shout
today.
out to Dima.
Yeah,
Shout out
great
to
job,
him.
Dima.
He's been killing it.
Today at practice, Jake Smithard, a student coach, has been named to the quarterback room, and an interesting development we'll have to get on. It's a very interesting season, to say the least.
Interesting that we kind of worried about a student coach.
A student coach, yeah.
Yeah,
I feel
big
like
shout-outs to him.
shout out to him, but just I feel like unusual news keeps coming from the state.
When was the
Yeah.
last time that there would have been a
I don't
student
know.
coach here? That's what I want to know.
Probably way back.
when we barely had a program.
Moving on to volleyball. Southern Miss volleyball traveled to Denton, Texas, and fought against the Mean Green of North Texas. They dropped both games and fell back to 500 record, 10-10 on the season. And the squad, interestingly, is 9-1 at home and hasn't won a single away game. They're 0-6 on the road. Setter Kenzie Smith really stood out in Southern Miss's fight with 33 assists, 18 digs, 5 kills, and 4 blocks. She did it all in the second game. She also contributed 32 assists, 5 kills, and 2 blocks in the first game. The Golden Eagles will look to regroup at home this Friday at 5 p.m. and Saturday at 11 a.m. against the 13-4 UTEP Miners. Moving to soccer, Southern Miss.
Wait, yo, we're looking to get avenged here, ladies.
Oh yes,
Avenge
yes.
the football team, please.
this is a huge week for soccer, but last week Southern Miss Soccer traveled to Ruston, Louisiana to take on the Bulldogs in a conference matchup. After a hard-fought game from both teams, the Golden Eagles and the Lady Texters. The match went to a 1-1 draw. Senior Alicia Campos scored the lone goal for Southern Miss, and Kendall Minnick had 7 saves on the night. Now they will look to play Rice this Thursday, which there's some history there. We're going to talk to Sam.
This
right?
is a big match.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
huge
something to keep in
matchup.
mind, they are at the top of the conference right now.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
So this is a big
Southern
game.
Miss is behind Rice.
Yes.
There's a lot of hostility
Yes.
coming into this, you know.
Moving on to cross country, the Lady Eagles had a nice break, but they're heading to Tallahassee, Florida for the Florida State Invite this Friday. And the Golden Eagles are led by Lena May, who's had an outstanding start to her season, finishing 9th overall in the team's last meet at the Notre Dame Invitational. They prepare for the CUSA Championships coming up later this month, October 30th. In women's golf, they're still ongoing, if I'm correct, so we haven't seen their final
Yes.
results. But they finished in 5th place after the first day yesterday in the Lady Red Wolves Classic in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Southern Miss's second round score of 288 was the 6th lowest in program history. Freen Champitagdacha led the way for the Golden Eagles with a 2-under par 70 in the second round and finished in 11th place, and Alina Melik was right behind her in 14th place. And moving on to baseball finally, they began fall practice this past Friday. It's going to be a 6-week practice schedule, and they look to continue their success, of course, from the past season in which they reached the NCAA Oxford Regional Championship game. They lost a bunch of big players. Kobe could talk about their team, but we're excited to see. We're going to be going to some practices.
Yeah,
soon.
also they are open to the public running through November 21st. So if you want to get out there to the Pete Taylor Park, just go. It's free.
They also had one Saturday around noon before on Saturday.
Yeah, they
also
had
had
three
open practice.
three scrimmage games,
Scrimmages,
Friday,
yeah.
Saturday, and Sunday. So
Yeah.
That's a
it's
busy
going to be
weekend.
a lot of baseball.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and
So-
hopefully we can go on another run.
Oh, yeah. It's
That'd
gonna
be
interesting
exciting.
watch.
Let me have an excuse to go on a trip to Nebraska.
Yeah.
All right, I'd love to travel there.
Yeah, I think Scott Berry gonna have that team. Definitely gonna keep it going this year though, too, like in the past. So it's definitely something I'm very excited for. I love
Yes.
baseball, so yeah.
Yes.
But that has been our Eagle Eye. Thank you, Charlie, for that. That has been our Eagle Eye. After the break, after this quick song by Young Woo, Tear It Up, we will have it sit down with our special guest, Miss Samantha Stickelmeyer.
Did we get it right? All right, let's go.
Yes. All right. Yeah, but when we come back, we will have our interview, and this is the 4th Street Sports Show, and this is Southern Miss Radio.
Woo!
4th Street.
It's been said that silence is music's true alternative. We're alternative, but
And welcome back to the 4th Street Sports Show with Austin, Charlie, Charles, and Kobe. We have wait, do you want to get this news off
yes,
now?
just before we start, I just want to say, because I said that women's golf was still going just 15 minutes ago, got sent a press release saying women's golf has a record day to finish their performance in Arkansas. They finished 3rd, so
Yeah.
flowers to them.
I want to point this out. Men's golf is doing pretty productive as
Yeah,
well.
We're
coming
going to
in
have to talk
in
to some of them
second.
golf players.
Yes.
Yep.
Take a swing at it, if y'all get the pun.
Yeah,
Ah.
that joke was on par.
Ooh.
Thanks, Charles. A hole in one.
Oh, and now from golf, switching gears from golf to soccer. Our special guest on 4th Street today is one of the key members on Southern Miss soccer team. One of the big parts for Southern Miss soccer's success right now. She was Player of the Week. I would assume Conference USA Player of the Week. I would assume. Yes.
And you,
Off-
Get
and
it
you
right.
Got you got the Gritty Eagle
that's why I
award a
was
couple
looking.
times.
That's why I was looking to y'all.
But
But-
welcome to the show, Samantha Stiegelmeyer. We're glad to have you on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Just first, we want to throw out your stats to let people know who you are a little bit. You on the season, you have 1 goal, 2 assists, and you account for 4 points, and you have taken 8 shots with 5 being on goal. So, like Kobe said, Sam's been a big part of Southern Miss's attack, which has been going on a record pace this year. We want to talk a bit about, how many freshmen on the team? We've talked to Coach Mo just about the identity of this team, and of course, you being the senior. What have you learned or enjoyed seeing from such a young team being able to do what y'all have been doing?
I've really enjoyed just seeing them all grow. They came in to compete. A lot of times, in college, they're like, oh, freshmen not going to play. But our freshmen, they like came in and we were all impressed. Of course, we had to like find our identity as a team. That took a while, but I'm like glad about every single one.
And we've talked to Coach Mo and PG about their roots in soccer, and I just want to get into this, lots of international players are on your team. Could you just begin by talking about your journey in soccer and kind of how you started in soccer?
So basically, I started playing soccer as soon as I was able to walk. I have a big brother, and he would just take me to play. And I joined my first club when I was 5 years old. And ever since then, I've been playing my whole life. I used to play on boys' teams until I was like 14 or 15. And then I transferred to a bigger club to play with the girls. And then I played in the women's team before I made the decision to come to the US to play and study.
And for our viewers,
go
just to let our listeners to let them know, Sam is from Germany, so soccer is
Yes.
very big in Germany.
You spoke on playing with the boys side of soccer. Just speak on, did that kind of help you with your physicality, or how did that mold you playing with the boys instead of the girls, kind of?
It definitely helped me because at one point, like, the boys got like really physical. So I had to find a way to be like smarter, be like quicker than them in the head. So that definitely helped me, and it made me like tougher.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
think you surprised a lot of them?
Yes.
Got you.
I want to talk a little bit about your experience in soccer. Like I was saying, we don't know it personally, but you do.
Mm-hmm.
You know how big soccer is in Germany. Could you talk about the culture there, just with soccer and the sport?
I would say soccer at home is like football here. Like every kid plays it, everybody knows about it, everyone talks about it. So for us, it's like soccer every day. Like you hear and like see soccer everywhere.
And have you talked that Dortmund was your favorite team? Have you ever been to a game?
Yes, I
Wow.
was 2 years ago over Christmas break. I went to a game.
That's awesome.
It's been amazing.
What was that experience like for you? Just seeing because that was your first time, right?
Yes.
What was that experience like? Just
It was amazing. Like I was there with my family and we all just enjoyed the game and just to feel the atmosphere.
yeah.
So what was it like transitioning kind of from that soccer culture, where soccer is kind of the centerpiece of everything sports-wise in Germany, and then coming to America?
I was actually surprised because I didn't really know that soccer isn't that big here. So whenever I would talk to people, I'd be like asking them, "Oh, do you watch soccer? Have you seen the game?" And they'd be like, "No, like I don't watch soccer," and that really surprised me.
Yeah. Did it upset you a little bit, or was it?
Yeah, a little bit.
It was like, you don't watch
Because-
my game.
Yeah, I don't get how
Yeah.
they prefer football over soccer.
Ooh.
Yeah.
A lot of listeners are like,
Yeah, I got some shots fired.
But there is a growing statistic will show it that, and we talked to Coach Mo about it, that soccer is growing in America. Have you ever wanted to go to an MLS game here, or just have you been?
I definitely want to go on. I would love to go to Atlanta United because they have a really nice stadium,
Yeah.
and I want to see them play.
Me too, Sam. Yeah, me too.
I seen a soccer game of Atlanta United. Their fans are. I think that sport might be bigger than the Falcons.
Oh, it
and
is. They got
Braves
empty
in
seats
Atlanta,
there.
in the city of Atlanta. So, yeah, that would be a good one to see. You traveled from Shaw to Mississippi State and then Southern Miss. Could you talk about your experience there?
Mississippi State or
Or just throughout your college, just coming from Germany and
Yeah.
being able to kind of, I guess, experience all those different colleges and just seeing different parts of America.
So I started my recruiting process pretty late. It was like spring of my senior year of high school. So, and I wasn't really educated on the U.S. system. So I went to Shaw University. They told me I could come there and then eventually like move on. Then I decided to go to Mississippi State University. And I didn't get quite the experience that I was hoping to get there. And then I had a friend. We played in the summer together. and she was here. She graduated, I think, 2 years ago, and she told me like, "Hey, come here. Like, you're gonna love it here." And I'm like so thankful because like I felt my home here.
That's great.
Yes.
Since you've been in Hattiesburg for a little while, what's your favorite place in Hattiesburg? What do you love about Hattiesburg?
That's a tough question because I do enjoy a lot of places, but I would say just the campus in general. Like, it's such a beautiful campus, especially now since all the people are back. Like, it's just a great atmosphere, and I love the trace.
Long Leaf
Yeah.
Trace?
Do you
Trace.
run it every day?
No, we bike to practice, so we bike on it every day.
Got you. How is it like a mile bike for you, or
Probably a bit shorter. It takes us like 5-6 minutes.
I can just
Yeah.
imagine you guys like, well, you guys just riding a trace, racing
Yes.
each other or something.
And just to let y'all know, they have to practice at 7 in the morning. So these girls are troopers.
That's my next question would be just how do you balance just getting up at 7 in the morning with school work and just being a student athlete? How does that affect you mentally and physically sometimes?
I think especially being in season, it sometimes it really is a lot, but we all chose to be student athletes and we love our sports, so it's all worth it. Of course, some mornings you're like, oh, I'd rather just stay in bed.
Yeah.
But once you get on that field, like basically with your 25 best friends, you know, like you just know everything is worth it.
That's-
Oh, go ahead, Charlie.
That's something I've wanted to touch with student athletes about is road weeks when y'all are traveling on the road. I mean, that makes it tougher. Just how, especially with going to North Texas, places far away. Are you scrambling to do like classwork on
Yeah.
the road, and how does that affect your usual work schedule?
Yeah. I try to get everything done as early as possible, and my professors, they're like really understanding and they help me a lot. Like, let me submit my work a bit late or like take the quiz earlier. Like, so they're really helpful. And actually on the road, we always have like kind of like study groups as well. Like, you always find someone that's studying as well, and that helps you.
Yeah. Could you just speak on just traveling also? Traveling sometimes it builds bonds, and just speak on some of the places you've been with some of your friends and just even the team.
Yeah.
Just speak on that bond and traveling and just seeing the U.S. or the world.
So I've actually kept count, and I've been to 18 states in the U.S.
Wow.
And I would say my favorite place was New York. This past summer, we went with our like friend group, some tennis girls, one of our friends on the football team. We went to New York for a couple days before going home, and that has been like an amazing experience. Like, I think everyone overseas dreams about going to New York, and I'm glad that I got to experience that.
Have you been to L.A. yet, or a dream of going
No,
to
yeah,
L.A.?
but I will go.
You've gotten to experience 18 states, you said. Could you remember before you came to America and just your expectations to now, having seen 18 different states?
I think it's so much more than I expected. And I feel like in the U.S. you have everything. You have the mountains, you have beaches, you have big cities, you have like more country places. And it's been great that I got to experience like so many like diverse places here.
We asked PG.
Wait, hold up before you get that question off. PG is actually in the Facebook live chat right now.
What's up,
Let's
PG?
go. What's up, PG?
And she said, "Let's go, Samantha."
Well, PG, we asked you about knowing Mississippi before you came. I want to ask him, how much did you know about Mississippi, or if any, before you came?
I actually didn't know anything. At school, they would give us the word Mississippi in our English lessons to like learn how
Wow.
to spell it, and that's the only thing I like knew before.
I think some people still need that lesson here, too.
Yeah, definitely.
So you're saying spelling Mississippi is a worldwide thing? Like
That's
you know,
crazy.
like-
That's the first
Yeah.
time I heard that.
Yeah, that is
Can you
crazy.
I
spell it
didn't know
right
that.
now? I'm just kidding.
All right.
This just became a spelling bee.
Transferring over to this season, currently 6 wins, 3 losses, and 2 draws. How are you feeling about the team's performance so far in the season right
I think we're doing pretty good. Like, we started off really well, and we won the first 2 conference games. The past 3 games, we haven't really seen the results that we wanted to, but we're just gonna keep working. You know, we had a great week of practice. We're looking like forward to finishing conference strong.
Could you talk about the matchup against Rice this Thursday? Last year, y'all lost to them.
PKs.
Yeah, in penalty kicks. And that was a heartbreaker. Just speak on what's the message right now
So
against Rice.
Rice is first in our division and we're second, so it's definitely like probably the best game in our conference. And we're really just trying to play our game and do the best we can to get that tough space back.
It's a very well handled.
Yeah, I'm actually glad you mentioned that. Right now, y'all are currently second behind Rice. Is there any added pressure in these last 3 games coming up for y'all?
I mean, there's always pressure, and it's just how you handle it, and we just take it as a motivation to like play our best.
Yeah. What's the mindset going into these last 3 games? Because right now, y'all on a hot streak. Y'all have pretty much the majority of y'all games have gone to overtime and draws. So what's the mindset going forward to especially finish out the season strong?
Yeah, we definitely want to finish the season strong and just keep that momentum going. Of course, like after playing so many games, you have some injuries, like people are like more tired, but it's just all about like, you know, going all out.
Sam, I wanted to talk to you about your injury. You tore your ACL,
Yes.
and PG did too. And so y'all were actually in rehab and recovery process together. Could you just talk about, you know, your personal process through injury and what it meant to kind of have somebody go through it with you?
So I tore my ACL last fall. It was like 2 weeks after I came back from summer break. And at first I just really didn't know what to do because I came here to play soccer and then that one thing I've done my whole life was taken away from me. So I had to learn that I'm more than just soccer, which is actually something I'm like thankful now because I'm more than just a soccer player. And just going through rehab, like PG had her surgery a couple months after me, but it's been great to just have her because unless you had that injury, you don't really understand what it takes. You don't understand what like the person goes through, and we've just been pushing each other, like giving each other support, and just be there for each other.
Could you go ahead, Charlie?
Yeah, you can.
Well, Charlie was speaking on you tearing your ACL, but just talk about the pace of soccer, that impact of, you know, just running and keeping your stamina up,
Yeah.
and just talk about that pace and how fast-paced that women's soccer is.
Like women's soccer in the US is like a crazy pace because here you can stop all the time, and it's a lot more like physical than the game like at home in Europe. So coming here, it's been like a big adjustment, and especially coming back after my injury, it took me a while to like adjust to that speed of play again after like not playing for like 6 or 7 months. But it's been good.
I want to bring up a fun fact. I'm checking if this is a typo or not because I can't believe this. You
Yes.
captained an undefeated state championship squad in 2016 through 17 in Germany that outscored. Listen to this, outscored opponents 100-6. What was going on there? What were y'all? Could you talk about your experience on that team and just explain how y'all did that?
So that was when I played for a professional club, and basically the year before we came second, and we didn't get to like go up a league, so we stayed in the same league and basically had the same team, and yeah, we won every game. Most of the games like 6-0, 7-0.
Wow.
Wow.
Wait, what was the highest scoring game from that season?
I think it was like 14-0 or so.
Jeez.
Wow.
Jesus. I also want to bring up another fun fact.
Yeah, we
Um,
actually, me and Austin, we
yeah.
found this out.
Yeah,
This
how did y'all? I
weekend.
was about to ask, how
We-
did y'all find
yeah,
it?
We
shout
found
out
this-
to Cal. Is it Cal?
Oh,
Kyle.
okay.
We
Yeah,
found
Kyle.
out.
Yeah.
We found this out this weekend at the football game when we learned we were having you on. You have this celebration dance called the Jiggle Wiggle.
That resembles the stanky leg. Do you know what the stanky leg is?
Yes.
It resembles that a lot.
Where did the inspiration from that come?
All right, actually, That is not true, but
Uh,
our SID Kyle,
yeah.
he's been trying to convince me to do that whenever I score.
So this is a Kyle thing.
I haven't done it yet, but maybe
Oh,
I'll
okay.
do it.
That,
You gotta break it out if you score against Rice. I'm sorry.
All right.
We gotta see
All right,
it.
that's a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going on the Student Prince. Breaking news. Sam will bring out the
Stiggle
Stiggle wiggle.
The Stiggle wiggle.
Stiggle wiggles.
Well, Sam, we appreciate you coming on. Again, we hope that people here at Southern Miss can get out to the game on Thursday and watch.
Yeah, it's
And,
going to be a heck of a game.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
wish y'all the best of luck.
Yes.
Thank you.
But do you have any shout-outs you want to give before we let you go?
Oh.
Yeah.
Shout out to PG. I know she's on the stream right now. Just thank you for being an amazing friend, and I love you.
That was sweet.
That's
Thank
so sweet.
So,
We're gonna go ahead and go into a quick little break here before. Oh, are you about to say
Yes,
something?
yes, I was
I
actually
took
about to say
I took your
something.
job.
Thank
I'm
you,
sorry,
thank
man.
Thank you. So thank you for being on the show again, though, too. And definitely try to make it out this Thursday at 6:30.
Oh,
Charlie?
no, it's 4.
Oh, it's 4.
correct.
Okay, my bad. 4 o'clock at the
6:30.
Four.
Wrong
Back on the golf jokes.
Wrong sport at the at the Southern Miss Soccer Complex to check out the Golden Eagles when they take on Rice in a big Conference USA game. Definitely come check it out. But when we come back, we will have our debate section on, of course, football to see where we at this year. But this is the 4th Street Sports Show, and this is Southern Miss Radio.
Yeehaw.
This is Southern Miss Radio.
And welcome back to the 4th Street Sports Show with Kobe, Charlie, Austin, and Charles.
Hi.
Thank you once again, Sam, for being on our show today. Taking time out of your busy schedule. Now, finally, after 2 weeks of going overtime and not getting to it, our debate section.
Yeehaw.
Our debate section. I'm gonna pass it over to Charlie. Charlie, which way do you want to bring this?
Well, first, I just want to bring up some breaking news from earlier today. Sports Illustrated journalist Ross Dellinger, the man, he put out a piece on the CUSA realignment topic. CUSA, from per sources, asked the AAC to consider reorganizing of both conferences. It goes in detail, but we talked about this earlier in our show in August. But Ross writes that right now the current conversations wouldn't be to merge the conferences, but to kind of make two remade leagues. So this is highlighted. The Western Conference would include SMU, North Texas, Rice, UTEP, Tulane, Tulsa, Louisiana Tech, Wichita State, UAB, Memphis, UTSA, and of course Southern Miss.
Hey, that's us.
So what do y'all think about
Not
that?
us,
This is
them.
yeah, this is all theoretical. But what do y'all think about this? It's possible that it could happen.
I wouldn't be surprised, especially after the whole Texas Oklahoma thing, and with the Pac-12, they're merging with two other conferences. I'm actually not surprised that this may happen in the future.
Wait, what would it still be under the name Conference USA? Would it
Yeah.
have a new name?
No, it would be under two different other conferences or something.
Different
like that.
conference
Yeah.
names, yeah. So it would be totally different from what it is now, from my
Well,
understanding.
it's the same but different.
Yeah.
Because the teams are the same. and-
Because-
yeah.
Because speaking, as you see this list, all these members are, not all of them, but the majority of them are former CUSA members too, the
Yeah.
new ones. I believe, I don't know if it's in this article, but I believe some source called it a long shot. It's CUSA commissioner is kind of just proposing it. She said, in quotes, "There's so much insanity." This is Judy McLeod. "This is worth a shot instead of continuing to perpetuate the insanity. Our presidents are willing and would like to have broader conversations about it. We can't do it alone." So it's something that's we're going to have to keep an eye on. But, I mean, just looking at that that's an exciting conference.
I mean, it would be. It would definitely bring back rivalries that Southern Miss needs.
Memphis,
Yeah, Memphis.
bringing back that.
I almost went to
Yes.
Memphis.
So
Me too, Charles.
so yeah, it's gonna be something to keep an eye on. But that's what I wanted to start off with. Moving on, we do want to talk about the football season. Last week, Coach Hall said we're at rock bottom, but I think it's gone a little further down rock bottom.
Yeah,
after
I
you
think
said-
we're
All
talking
at
we're
this
talking
point-
about
I don't
rock bottom under another
Is it
rock.
is it like just the bottomless pit?
And it's
at
not
this
the
point?
rock.
the abyss. Yeah.
The abyss.
So, I mean, I hate to bring it up, but it's a real question. Is football headed to a 1-11 season?
And the thing is, I brought this up last week,
Mm-hmm.
and it's looking like a possibility right now, man. It's looking like a possibility. I'm still gonna be optimistic and hold out hope for them that they at least get 2 or 3 wins on the remaining schedule. But right now, I wouldn't be shocked if we're heading down that way.
Better than 0-12 season, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
one win is better than none.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say this: we did beat Grambling State, who is in the SWAC, and that's a non-FBS, team.
Yeah, that's the only one.
So I don't know if we're headed for 1-11, but the way things are going right now, it looks that way. There's still a lot of football to be played, but it's been a tough season. It's been a tough season for Southern Miss. They'll have to get things figured out pretty soon, and no knock against Jake Lane, because I've thought he's played in between. He's not decent or
I think he's
the
Yeah.
best.
I think we need to improve on the line. That's what we need
that's
to do.
Yeah.
that's the number one improvement.
Yeah, on the line, I'll get to that later. But back to Jake Lang, I feel like he's played in between. He's shown flashes, but it's still kind of hard to win games with a third string quarterback or scout team. That's the only thing that I would say. But he's looked like the best quarterback Southern Miss has had.
He's been the most. I don't want to say this to knock lower keys, but honestly, he's come in there and done his thing. Like, he's looked confident throughout the whole thing. They haven't he hasn't held the reins back.
Yeah, he hasn't held back, and the coach hasn't held him back.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, right,
This is
right.
great.
Right.
Yeah.
Great for him.
And the thing is, we kind of made reference to it and mentioned it earlier that of course, it's going to take some time for Will Hall. But did y'all, at any point, even though we made our predictions earlier in the season, did y'all ever see it getting this bad, this early?
No.
Well, it's just the luck, I think, with bad luck with the injuries.
Yeah,
you know?
the injuries.
I don't want to just blame it all on injuries.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying.
I want to just say this. I felt like we were in most of these games. The Troy
were,
game,
yeah.
I felt like we were in this. The UTEP game, we were in that game.
Yeah.
Who else? South Alabama, for a second, we were in that game. For all of these games, it's not like none of these teams dominated us. And I don't want to blame it on injuries. I just feel like it's been a lack of execution.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah, a lot of
Missed opportunities, a lot of mistakes.
And
So
this-
I can't blame that on injuries when we've been in games.
Yeah, and this season is kind of resembling last season, but it's vastly different though. This Trevor Ritchie, who we had on the show a couple weeks ago, he actually said it. We had 3 head coaches around this time last year, and now we're on our 3rd quarterback, potentially 4th. Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
If there isn't a curse of the quarterback
And that's
going on
what-
around here.
I mean, last year we had 3 quarterbacks also come in.
Yeah,
and play.
Yeah, Southern Miss did, and I want to bring this up. I don't know if y'all saw it, but there was a play in the 4th quarter of the last game that Jake Lang got absolutely drilled. I was on the front. I was on the front row, yeah, and I heard that hit. That just can't be happening. UTEP did have a very good defensive front. Yeah.
To rush 3 guys and get 5 sacks almost every time, rushing 3 and sometimes 4 guys, but still.
Yeah, so you got to give credit to them. But there are obvious problems on the line. There have been all year, and obviously with Fletcher leaving, that's huge for Southern Miss's offensive line, and just for the last couple of games, the run game just has been totally obsolete. And in the first couple of games, that was the only thing Southern Miss could do on offense. They weren't getting much done through the air, so it totally almost eliminates the offense.
Yeah.
Only 15 yards, which was actually around 50, but with all the sacks was negated to 15.
Yeah, because I think Frank Gore ended up with,
With
like
50, yeah.
he came out
and then
with
there was
50,
that
yeah.
one sack where they lost 20 yards. That play was ridiculous.
And speaking on that rushing attack, Southern Miss was ranked number 2 in the nation at one point in time with in rushing defense, and we saw UTEP put
Little step back. Yeah.
265 rushing yards on us, which was a 250-yard differential between Southern Miss and UTEP, and that was something that we prided ourselves. Well, Southern Miss prided themselves on was rushing defense.
Yeah, and that started to kind of change after the Bama game, which we kind of expected. Well, actually, no, I didn't expect it. I kind of expected Bryce Young to pretty much throw the ball all over Southern Miss. But the running game was really a key factor in that one. And I think that's where the tide started to really turn.
So moving on, I have to say, I don't believe that Southern Miss will go 1-11. I see FIU at the end of the schedule as a good chance for Southern Miss.
We could beat La Tech because they are 2-3 right now.
No, I
There's
don't,
a
I don't
could.
see. I don't see
We
us
could.
beating.
Every game is a possibility. Let's say that.
I will
And-
say that every game is a possibility.
Yeah.
I don't mean to cut you off, Charlie, but I feel like what's depending on Southern Miss winning games is the start of the second half.
Definitely.
Yeah,
At the
that's
start of
definitely.
the-
Yeah,
I
that's when
pointed out
we've been falling apart is during the second half of football games.
Yeah, and I'm talking about right at the start. I pointed this out to Demo on his Twitter page. He stated something about Southern Miss, and I told him, I was like, Southern Miss has to come out in the second half because every game the opposing team has scored in the first 5 minutes of that second
That's
half.
great.
Right.
And that's when the momentum changed, and after that momentum changes, Southern Miss is never able to get it back.
Yeah.
I think that the only
And that's happened against
the
every
only
opponent.
positive second half they had was against Grambling.
Yeah.
That was the only positive second half that they have, and they built on that.
Definitely.
I don't know what it is in these games because South Alabama we saw that didn't
First drive, touchdown.
first drive touchdown. Bama wasn't it a kickoff return in the second half that they returned back to start the game
no,
off?
not to start. That was at the beginning of
I
the
know
game.
that was at the beginning of the game, but that was
they
the second
did score
one.
like a rushing touchdown on the first or
Rushing
second
touchdown,
drive.
yeah.
In that first 5 minutes, basically in that first 5 minutes, every FBS opponent we face, that opponent has scored in the first 5 minutes almost in the third quarter against us. And after that has happened, it's been a blow, and we've not.
Yeah.
Well, Southern Miss has not been able to get that back.
Right.
I just think it has a lot to do. You can't ask too much of one side of the ball, and right now
Yes.
that's what's happening.
Yeah.
I do have to give a shout out to the secondary. Last game
Yeah.
was playing pretty well.
Malik Shorts.
Yeah,
Malik
Malik
Shorts has
Shorts.
been
Cameron Rail
amazing all season.
had a decent game as well.
On that one play, Harrell, I thought it was going for a touchdown, and this dude turned on the Jets. That was probably
Fastest
the
on the
fastest.
team.
We need to get the speed on that because
Yeah, they actually dropped it. I
Okay.
haven't been checking it.
yeah,
lately,
that was
but-
20. That was 20 miles per hour. He was cheating on that. Also, that one play, Malik Shorts, that was beautiful. That's beautiful football. He read that. He was playing under. He came on that ball to the sideline.
Right.
I wouldn't say it was a busted coverage, but he was streaking down the sideline, and Shorts read and picked it off. He gave credit to Armstrong and I believe it was Stanley on the coverage for setting that up.
Well, before we kind of get back into our yes nos, so before we wrap up the debate, I think the main thing going forward with Southern Miss is winning the second half.
Yeah.
They get so much momentum in that first half. They build it up. Now they've been close games, especially that Grambling game. It was 10-0 at the half.
That is true.
Yes.
But it's winning. That's going to be the key. It's winning the second half. Offense.
Execution.
Yeah, execution. Offense cannot grow stagnant in the second half because they will build something up. Again, Brownlee had a really great catch for a touchdown to make it 7-7 in that game. But yeah, they got to start winning the second half though, because honestly, I think the problem is mostly offense rather than defense. Because defense, I can't blame the defense for them allowing them many points if they keep going on the field. So, but I think that winning the second half and keeping that momentum going, that's what they have to do these next couple of games. If they want to avoid a 1-11 season, that's the main thing that they have to do coming up.
And I feel like this also, whether win, lose, or draw, I feel like it has to be some type of momentum gain in that second half. Yeah. And it's been none against most of these opponents. No. You have to gain some type of momentum in these games. And it's really going to start this weekend against UAB, against one of our toughest opponents in the division right now.
They're listed as 16-point
underdogs.
So
yes. And it's a home game.
Not the most favorable matchup, but that game is at 2:30 Saturday at the Rock. So
pack it up, people.
Yeah, and students, I know it's tough for y'all,
Definitely.
but please just stay more than a quarter.
I'm gonna
be. Go ahead.
I wasn't surprised, but I was actually astonished that a lot of the students were there. It was like I looked in the student section.
They did fill it up. They did fill it up, but I just want to say, support your team through thick and thin.
All right, so last answers before we get up out of here. So you said no, right, Charlie?
No, and we should drop our predictions. I'm gonna go with UAB. I hate to say it, but I'm gonna say UAB 35, Southern Miss 10.
Ooh. All right, Austin.
Just the 1-11 part?
Yeah, the 1-11 part, yeah. Yes or no?
Right now, I'm gonna say yes. I know that's a shock to everybody, but right now, I'm just gonna be honest. It's not gonna be a pretty season right now. Hopefully, something to change. I'm guessing FIU or North Texas is our only shot at this, because Middle Tennessee, they look legit a little bit. They beat Marshall, so. I don't know. Right now, I'll say yes.
Charles?
I say that we are not, and I actually think that we could potentially win at least one more, if not two. I feel like La Tech and FIU are our main opportunities here, because like I said, La Tech is 2-3 right now, and I think that that's within the competitive sphere that has been sort of crowned upon us at this point, but yeah, I don't think so. And Charlie dropped a UAB prediction, 7-28. UAB wins.
Okay.
I'm definitely gonna go. I think we do finish with 3. I don't know how, but we're gonna finish with 3.
The only two teams I see that against is North Texas versus FIU.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just going to say this right fast. I feel like my decision will change if Southern Miss is able to close out a second half with momentum. Yeah. If they're not able to do that in the next 2 games, I'm stick by my decision. But for right now, I'm going to say it's not looking. I don't expect anything.
Yeah, I got to go with 3. Right, and honestly, I think one of these wins is a shock win. And Charles brought it up. I think they get one of those wins against UTSA.
No.
UTSA.
That's why I said it's a shock. It's a shock.
Whoa.
No. That's why I said it's
going to be unreal. Right now, put your money down.
Yeah, right now.
I think that's
you could win so much money.
I think they're gonna ruin a lot of bets for people by winning that one. And then maybe North. No, I'm not even going to say North Texas. I think FIU, they get that W.
Look at what they
did.
North
Texas is not looking great.
FAU had top 10 nationally ranked defense last year, and when Coach Hall, had just been hired, he was in the building, they balled out. Yeah. I could see them getting a shock win, because they've showed promise throughout the season. It's just putting the pieces together.
Very shock win. So I got them finishing with 3 wins, and also I have them losing to UAB this upcoming Saturday too. But prove us wrong.
Yeah.
Prove us wrong, because I get
prove me wrong.
Definitely prove us wrong, because I know, because I feel like I think that they have a hunger in them right now.
Yeah.
I think they have a hunger in them right now that everybody is counting them out. They're 1-5 on the season right now. Prove us wrong. Prove all the analysts, prove all the fans, prove all the students, prove
All the
everybody,
haters, everyone.
prove everybody wrong, and y'all could turn it around this Saturday. UAB is one of the toughest teams in the conference.
Yeah,
USA.
they're one of the most consistent teams in the
one
conference.
One of the toughest. So prove us wrong, and y'all can turn the season around right now.
Let's go, Coach Kobe.
Right, y'all can turn it around right now. And trust me, I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen in multiple sports around the globe. One big win can turn you around
It
and turn
can.
your
It
season.
definitely can.
So, definitely prove us wrong. I will definitely be there this Saturday to see what
Execution.
happened.
Yes.
I would definitely
7 and 5. Here we come.
Execution. That was my prediction.
That was my
7
prediction too.
straight wins,
That was my
Charlie.
prediction too. That was my prediction.
Hopefully, that's my that prediction of 75
That
can
might
happen.
that might just be the
But-
turnaround of the century.
game.
Right.
Yeah.
But, 2:30 this Saturday, UAB, Pack the Rock. I know it's been tough to kind of pack it just to see what the performance has been in these past couple weeks, but definitely Pack the Rock this week and support the Golden Eagles.
I will
Support the Golden
personally
Eagles.
high five any student that stays the entire game.
Definitely.
I will
So,
I'll
we'll
get a
shout
high
you out.
five.
Why would they
Fourth
want
Street.
your high
Yes.
five, Charles?
My high five is very valuable, Austin.
But
I like that, bro.
But yeah, no from Charlie, a yes from Austin, a no from Charles, and a no from me. But we definitely will see how this turns out in the next coming weeks. But leaving our debate section after a quick break, we will get into our flowers and our outro. And this is 4th Street Sports, and this is Southern Miss Radio.
High fives all around.
You're listening.
This is the segment where we give our flowers to current and former Southern Miss athletes who have received certain honors during the week or have had big performances during the week. Charlie, I'm going to pass it to you.
All right. I have been saying this man's name since the first week of football. He's just been showing out all season long. Mason Hunt was named to the Ray Guy Award watch list. We teased it when Trevor was on the show about bringing it back to Southern Miss. Well, it's a possibility. He's got some good competition, of course. Mm-hmm. He is currently 45th in the nation in punt average. It went down a little bit, but it's a very tight window. And he is currently 5th in the nation in total punt yards.
Let's bring that back to
yes,
Hattiesburg.
that
Bring
would
it
be,
back.
That would be amazing.
Bringing it full circle.
Yeah, this week he punted 6 times for an average of 51.67 yards. I would say this was arguably his best game of the season. Four punts inside the 20, including that 63-yarder that was down at the 1-yard line.
Boy.
That's straight heat. And that play right after that punt was the Shorts interception.
Right.
So you don't think about punters having an impact on the game that much, but hey, this man has been keeping them in games all season long.
He's been doing it for the brand. yo.
Yeah, hashtag for the brand.
Doing it for the brand.
And also got to drop that he was named 4th Street Player of the Week.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Good for you,
With
Mason.
66% of the 202 votes, Malik Shorts finished behind with 16%, Kendall Minnick with 13, and then Kenzie Smith with 5. So once again, thank you for everyone voting for that, and congratulations, Mason. We again will post our poll on Twitter each Monday.
Yes.
Also, I have one more shout out. If you're a baseball fan and you love analytics, USM Baseball has created a baseball analytical Twitter page.
Oh,
Sabermetrics, that's what they call it.
Exciting.
Yes.
Yes.
So if you're interested in that,
Math.
go follow them at USM BSB Analytics.
Shout out to whoever put that out.
Yep.
Is that on Twitter?
Give them flowers.
Yes, on Twitter.
Okay, I'm gonna follow them right now.
'Cause I'm gonna be using that come baseball season.
Most definitely.
And then of course I have to name drop. We gotta give this man flowers every week. It looks like Quez Watkins.
Right.
He again had another great game. 3 catches for 48 yards, I believe.
I believe he had a 53-yard
okay.
catch
So
this week.
oh yeah. You're right.
Yeah, he had like a 53-yard reception again, and
See.
he manages to stick out on that Philly team. Bro.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts looks like he loves him some Quez. So
Right. He manages to stick out like a sore thumb on that team.
yeah.
bro.
So
Even though Devontae Smith is their number 1 receiver, Quez, I've been hearing too much about.
I think
Quez.
that's amazing that
And that's a-
their
and that's a
top
great thing.
receivers this season have been Devontae Smith and
And-
Quez Watkins.
yes.
What a combo.
Because Quez, he made a name for himself on that team last year, being that they didn't really have top name receivers, and he stuck out. So it's great to see him really becoming a star on that
And-
team and a great number 2.
Jamie Collins, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, first game back with the Patriots, his third stint. He only played, I believe, 3 snaps and got a sack on like the second snap. So
Yeah, that's dope.
Jamie Collins is a Patriots. I would say he's a Patriots legend. Honestly, he shows
Patriot
out
for
for the
life.
Patriots.
Right,
yeah.
right.
I got one more. Speaking on the NFL, shout out to my boys, the Cowboys. They're 4-1 right now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Cowboys.
Shout out to them boys.
This is a Southern Miss show, but
Big
oh my
boys.
gosh, what Trayvon Diggs is doing right now is incredible.
Yeah.
That's
NFC Defensive Player of the Year
No.
right now. You
On-
heard it from Smooth Oz.
yeah.
There
So
you go. 6 interceptions in 5 games. I'm just saying.
Since we're bringing up teams this week, well, me and Charlie, our favorite team, beat y'all division rivals this week too, as well. And
Yeah.
I mean, y'all needed this. Y'all just lost to the Giants.
all right, we're
I'm
not going to
just
talk about.
saying.
Yeah, this is not an NFL
Hey,
show. This is
hey,
a college
hey,
show.
It is.
All right.
Hey, one of,
Dang.
I'm
before
throwing shade.
Travion caught one of them touchdowns, one of them I believe Tony was saucing them up the
Oh,
entire
yeah.
night. So yeah,
He was saucing y'all too.
I do
Hey,
want to say,
Hey,
I do
y'all
want to
don't-
say,
Hey,
He's
hey.
been
the
balling out. I
Saints,
might
talking
need him
about
on my
NFL,
fantasy.
the Saints worked out Ito, but didn't sign him. So I'm upset with the Saints, man.
I'm kind of upset with that too.
But,
we're signing kickers who can't make field goals, but we can't sign.
Cody Parker.
but the Saints do have a lot of similar running backs, so I get why they didn't want to sign him. But we're hoping that Ito finds a new place
hopefully.
to contribute.
But hey, you know who can make field goals?
Who?
Briggs Bourgeois.
Definitely,
Just
Brett.
saying.
Yeah.
Just
Great.
saying, NFL. Just saying.
Definitely. So, but yeah, that's our flowers for this week. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of our show. That's been the 4th Street Sports Show. Follow us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, as well as our individual Twitters, Instagram and Facebooks, Snapchats, TikToks, all that jazz. If you missed the show today, the podcast will be up tomorrow. Will be edited, and you will be able to see what's going on. Also, southernmissradio.com, 88.5 FM, the 4th Street Sports Facebook Live. Thank you, PG, for tuning in. Though,
Yeah.
thank you, PG.
Yes.
Everybody else too for tuning in as well. So definitely catch us next week, Tuesday at 5. I'm forgetting something else. What else?
Oh, I was just gonna say, make sure to check out our work at the Student Prince and
definitely.
a couple of other of our
Southern Miss
writers to
TV.
keep.
Oh, Southern Miss TV
Yeah.
too. Our very own Austin Lindsay is our sports anchor on that show, and yeah, man. But I think that's everything.
Yeah, we're bringing it to
That's
y'all.
everything.
Y'all
That's
can stay updated with Southern Miss
Definitely
sports.
stay updated. Definitely vote for our 4th Street Player of the Week every week. We appreciate y'all feedback. Y'all vote, keep voting, comment, like, retweet, all that jazz. So definitely. So we will be back next Tuesday at 5:00 here, 88.5 Southern Miss Radio, Facebook Live. So we will see you next week. We are now exiting 4th Street.
Exont.
My name is Kobe.
My name is Charles.
And mine is Charlie, not Charles.
Smooth Oz.
This has been we are the 4th Street Sportsmen. This has been the 4th Street Sports Show, and this is also Southern Miss Radio. Peace and love, everyone.
Hold up, Sky.
Hasta luego.
Sky. Tupac. We out.